What's good, Vikings Nation? It's time to get fired up and dive into the darkest corner of our team's history. The worst trades of the last 10 years. Bleacher Report threw out the 2016 Sam Bradford deal as the low point, but hold up. There are some moves that make that trade look like a steal. As a lifelong Vikings fan, I'm ready to break down why some of these deals still haunt us. Which trade do you think was the absolute worst? Let's unpack this with all the energy of a Justin Jefferson touchdown dance. Back in 2016, the Vikings were reeling from Teddy Bridgewater's devastating knee injury during training camp. Picture this. We're fresh off an NFC North title, the roster stacked, and suddenly, we're quarterbackless. Then GM Rick Spielman pulled the trigger, sending a first-round pick to the Eagles for Sam Bradford. Was it a steep price? Sure. But with a team ready to compete, it wasn't the disaster some make it out to be. What do you think? Did Spielman have a choice, or was this a panic move? Bradford actually showed up in 2016, throwing for over 3,800 yards with a 20-5 TD-to-INT ratio, despite an O-line that was more turnstile than wall. The Vikings started 5-0 but faded to 8-8, missing the playoffs. In 2017, Bradford lit up the Saints in Week 1 before injuries derailed him, paving the way for Case Keenum's magical run. That first-round pick hurt, but we got Dalvin Cook in the second round, so it wasn't a total loss. Is this really the worst trade? I'm not so sure. Let's look at some uglier ones. Fast forward to 2020, and we've got a trade that still makes my blood boil. Yannick Ngakoue. With Danielle Hunter's neck injury looming, Spielman sent a second-rounder and a fifth to the Jaguars for the pass rusher. Ngakoue racked up 5 sacks in 6 games, but the fit was clunky, and the Vikings were a brutal 1-5. So what does Spielman do? He flips Ngakoue to the Ravens for a third-rounder and a fifth, essentially dropping 45 draft spots for 6 games of a rental player. Vikings fans, does this one hurt more than Bradford? Let me know. Then there's Kwesi Adofo-Mensah's 2022 draft debacle. Our new GM, who just earned a well-deserved extension, made a head-scratcher of a move, trading the 12th overall pick and pick 46 to, get this, our division rival, the Lions. We got picks 32, 34, and 66, but the Lions snagged Jameson Williams at 12, who's now a 1,000-yard receiver. We took Louis Cine at 32 and, well, let's just say it hasn't worked out. Did Kwesi get outplayed? Or was this just a rough start? Weigh in below. Let's keep the pain train rolling with the 2021 Chris Herndon trade. With Irv Smith Jr. out for the season, Spielman sent a 4th-round pick to the Jets for the tight end, plus a 6th. Herndon played fewer than 200 snaps, caught just 4 passes, and threw in some brutal penalties for good measure. Vikings Nation, can you feel the sting of that one? Was this worse than Ngakoue or the 2022 draft trade? I need your thoughts. Another gem from Spielman's desperation era, the 2019 Carr Vedvik trade. We gave up a 5th-round pick for a punter-slash-kicker hybrid who was cut 3 weeks later after barely making a dent. Vedvik played 1 NFL game ever. For the Jets. Not us. This move was like trading a draft pick for a ghost. Is this the most forgettable yet infuriating trade in Vikings history? Let's hear your take. Now, let's circle back to the Bradford deal. Compared to these other moves, it doesn't look so bad, right? Bradford gave us a fighting chance in 2016, and we still landed Dalvin Cook despite losing that first-rounder. Then Ngakoue, Herndon, and Vedvik trades feel like straight-up whiffs, and Kwesi's 2022 Lions deal is a tough pill to swallow. Which one makes you cringe the most, Vikings fans? Drop it in the comments. As we sift through these trade nightmares, it's clear the Vikings have had their share of missteps. But here's the silver lining. Kwesi's learned from that 2022 draft, and his recent moves, like signing Donovan Jackson and trading for Jordan Mason, show he's building a squad ready to dominate in 2025. Are you hyped for what's next? Tell me what you're most excited about for this season. Alright, Vikings Nation, that's my take on the worst trades of the last decade. From Bradford to Vedvik, we've had some rough ones, but we're still here, chanting Skol. Which trade do you think was the absolute worst? Smash that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, subscribe for more Vikings news, and share this with your fellow fans. Let's keep the purple pride alive and get ready for a huge 2025 season.